What's good, YouTube? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome, phenomenal, and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about how Texas Southern threw away tonight's game against Southern, and Southern pulled a 23-17 overtime, went out to fire. I think more than anything, I think Texas Southern blew the game more than Southern won it. But before I get to the actual game, just kind of set the atmosphere for A.W. Mumford Stadium. First and foremost, I know if individuals are wondering why Coach is wearing a pink shirt, because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is the game where Southern University, the fans wore pink T-shirts. Now, one of the, I think, market employees that a lot of these, a lot of these companies use, they say these shirts, T-shirts are unisex. I mean, I know it's a pink shirt, but to me, I'm just be truthful. It looks like a woman's shirt, but that's just my opinion, So, pink shirts. They played against Texas Southern. Texas Southern came in the day's game with only 2 wins. Southern came in sitting at the top of the SWAC West. I didn't think they was going to have as many people as they had at the game, but, had a pretty good crowd, pretty good turnout. And as usual, it's a family-friendly environment. You see a lot of black couples, a lot of black families, a lot of black nuclear families, husband, wife, children, a child or children. So, it's a good family-friendly environment. Of course, some of the younger female students that goes to Southern are like around that age, even if they don't go to, most of them attend Southern, but some of them that don't, they're right around college age. There are a lot of beautiful young women, a lot of skin out. Unfortunately, some of them showed a little bit too much skin, but that's another story. But more than anything, just the vibe, the atmosphere, and also, as usual, it seems as if they had more people tailgating just around campus than they actually had in the stadium for the game. But, it was a pretty, good turnout. I didn't think they was going to have as many people as they had at the game. Texas Southern brought a nice crowd. A lot of, Southern fans was in attendance with their pink shirts on, like myself. Surprisingly, Texas Southern brought their band. So, it was a pleasant surprise to see the Ocean of Soul, Texas Southern band, and anytime, you get another band across from the Human Jukebox is a pretty good atmosphere and a pretty good evening, because for the most part, a lot of SWAC teams don't bring their band. Jackson State, of course, they brought the Sonic Boom of the South. FAMU didn't bring their band. In fact, I think they did bring their band, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall. But Texas Southern brought their band. That was a pleasant surprise. Now, turning to the actual game itself, Texas Southern won the opening coin toss. They elected to take the ball, so they got the opening kickoff. They got the ball in, like a few plays into the first drive. Taj Brown forced a fumble. So Southern University's offense got the ball on the plus side of the field. They like the plus 40, plus 35. They quickly go 3 and out. They came away with no points. No, I'm sorry, they went 4 and out, came away with no points. So Texas Southern gets the ball again. And again, this time instead of Tosh Boyd, the opposite defensive end, Kelby Gibbons, he forced the fumble. And Southern gets the ball right back, plus side the field. I think they're a little bit further away. This time I think they're at the plus 40. I think the first time they got it at the plus 35, this time like the plus 40. On the plus side of the field, and again, they come away with no points. Of course, it seems as if all year, week after week, Southern's defense and Southern's special teams has to bail Southern out. So again, they get the ball to start the game on the plus side of the field twice, come away with no points. And it's kind of back and forth. Both offenses are struggling. Then eventually, Texas Southern offense kind of comes around. They go on a long drive. They have to settle for a field goal, so it's 3-0. And after that point, Southern gets the ball, and Gary Quarles Jr., he came out the game. Kendrick Grimes came in, and he had like a 69-yard run for a touchdown. So at this point, Southern is up 7-3. But as usual, Southern's defense is on the field far too long. Texas Southern gets the ball back. You know, it's kind of back and forth again. But eventually, Texas Southern gets the ball. They go on a long drive. They score a touchdown. So at the end of the first half, Texas Southern is up 10-7 going into halftime. You know, the halftime show was pretty good on both bands. You know, Ocean of Soul, Human Jukebox. Southern gets the ball to start the second half. And Southern turns the ball over to start the second half. And for the most part, the crazy thing about it is Southern's offense, to say Southern offense is bad would be an understatement at this point. I mean, it's hard to watch, you know, from a coaching standpoint. It's just, Southern offense is trash. I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. Southern has so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. You know, at the running back position with Kendrick Grimes and with Gary Quarles Jr. At the wide receiver position, Southern is loaded with, you know, Jalen Howard, Cassius Allen, August Petrie III, Chandler Whitfield. And we just talking about, like, the top receivers. We're not talking about the other receivers like George Quarles and Darren Morris. So Southern is loaded on the offensive side, but Southern's offense, in terms of from a play calling standpoint, is trash in terms of it's extremely vanilla, very basic, very limited in terms of their play calling. So for the most part, Texas Southern, they pretty much held the ball pretty much the entire second half. And then we're at a point where late in the game, Texas Southern is up, 17-7. And at this point, Southern just, again, they kind of go 3 and out. And again, Texas Southern, go on another drive. Southern turns the ball over again. So by this point, I'm just ready to leave A.W. Mumford Stadium because, there were years in the past where when Coach Peterson was a head coach, Southern's offense was just hard to watch at certain points. And Southern has a good quarterback, and they're clicking on all cylinders offensively. The Racehorse offense was a thing of beauty. But when they had bad quarterbacks and bad offensive play, it was hard to watch. And I'm going to be honest with you, at this point, as bad as some of those Racehorse offenses was in the past, I think this present, current Southern University offense is even worse than whatever the worst offenses was to watch in those days. It's bad football. The play calling is trash. I think from a talent standpoint, they should be getting a lot more out of the offense than they are, but they're not. And like I said, more than anything, I attribute this to Coach Dooley and his terrible play calling. To say he's supposed to be such an offensive guru, the offense is very basic, it's very limited, it's very vanilla. It's not a whole lot of play variety, not a whole lot of play diversity. It's just extremely predictable from a coach's standpoint. I pretty much can sit in the stands and tell you what Southern is going to do next. So, it's rare that they catch me off guard in terms of what they're going to call. And more importantly, it's rare that they catch the defense off guard in terms of the play calling. But more than anything, I was just to the point where I was ready to leave A.W. Mumford Stadium. And as we were leaving, we heard a roar. And, we thought it was Texas Southern scored because prior to that, Texas Southern had a long play. But I'm like, no, I think Southern scored. So we went back into the stadium. And lo and behold, Kelby Givens picked up a fumble. And he ran it back for a touchdown. So by this point, Southern cut the lead from 17-7 down to 17-14. So at this point, Texas Southern is only up 3 points. And of course, Southern defense holds them. They get the ball back with like a little bit less than a couple minutes left in the game. Southern offense drive the ball a little bit. I think Texas Southern got away with a couple pass interference calls, but as usual, Southern's play calling is terrible. It's trash. You got about 35 seconds left. It's 1st and 10. And again, Coach Dooley runs the ball again. Like, play calling is just complete trash. 2nd and 3rd down, he tried to throw the ball on the field. I can't remember what receiver it was. 1 point, I think he tried to throw it to Darren Mars, if I'm not mistaken, on the field. Then the next play, he tried to throw it on the opposite sideline. I think both of these plays, Texas Southern got away with passing interference calls that really wasn't called. On the 2nd down play, the DB just kind of was waiting there. The wide receiver was running up the field to try to get the ball. The DB was standing there. The referee said it was incidental contact, but to me, more than anything, I think he impeded the wide receiver's progress to get the ball. And then the next play, he tried down the opposite sideline, but it didn't work. So at this point, it's like, 10 seconds left in the game. And they bring out Joshua Griffin for a 54-yard field goal. I'm thinking to myself, there's no effing way he's going to make this field goal. And lo and behold, guess what? He made a 54-yard field goal with 8 seconds left in the game. So Texas Southern got the ball, and they just kneel on it with 8 seconds left. Game goes into overtime. Texas Southern gets the ball. They pretty much go 3 and out. They try a field goal. Southern deflected the field goal. And by this point, now Southern just know all we need to do is not turn the ball over, hold on to the ball, get it back to our friend Mr. Griffin, who already made a 54-yard field goal. And it's pretty much going to be it. And Kendrick Grimes ended up running a touchdown on 3rd down. And that pretty much sealed the game. It was a exciting game, but more than anything, as a Southern fan, I think at the end of the game, my blood pressure was through the roof because, it just was hard to watch, And again, it's another week where Southern had to rely heavily on their defense and heavily on their special teams. It's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. If Coach Dooley does not do something in terms of something to improve the offense, Southern is not going to beat Alcorn State next week in Longman. So Coach Dooley needs to do something on the offensive side of the ball because there's no way the offense should be this pedestrian, this mediocre. I mean, it's no excuse for the bad offense. And like I say, the offensive line is playing better. The backs are playing decent. You load their wide receiver. The wide receivers, they just seem like they're frustrated. Because, just think about it. From an offensive standpoint, you have August Petrie III. You have Cassius Allen. You have Jalen Howard. You have Chandler Whitfield. You have all these weapons at wide receiver. And I know a lot of people saying, Harold Blood. A lot of fans, they down on Harold Blood. But at this point, I'm not even blaming Harold Blood. I'm blaming Coach Dooley because the offense is trash. It's like there's no variety to the offense. I'm a middle school offensive coach, and I'm almost 100% certain. If I had to bet my entire salary for this year, I would guarantee that the offense would be better than what it is because there's no way. From a play calling standpoint, there's no rhythm, there's no rhyme and reason, there's no scaffolding in terms of the play calling. The offense is just trash. So he needs to do something better because whoever wins between Southern and Alcorn State next week is going to sit at the top of the SWAC West. It's a pivotal win for Southern tonight, but more than anything, they have to run the table because next week in Longman, they have Alcorn State. The following week back at A.W. Mumford Stadium, they have Prairie View, and then at the end of the season, they have Grambling. So Southern needs to run the table and just win out the rest of the way. Southern cannot afford another loss. Southern, their defense is playing well. Special teams are playing well, but the offense is trash. So Coach Dooley needs to do something. Many people think he should switch quarterbacks, but like I said earlier in my video, from what I'm understanding, basically, Harold Blood, he's the most experienced quarterback, but more than anything, he makes a few mistakes. And if he makes the fewest mistakes of the quarterback group that they have, that's not saying nothing for none of the rest of the quarterbacks because he makes a lot of mistakes himself. So hopefully the offense can get on the right track, go to Longman, shut down Jervion Howard and Alcorn's offense and get the win. But we'll see how things play out. That's it for this video. Check myself and my brother, Jared 11 Green, out tomorrow. Southern Baller Show, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on his channel, Jared 11 Green. Also, check out the homie Brent Fox. Check out his channel. If you saw any value in this video here, like the video, share the video, comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Have a blessed, phenomenal evening. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace and blessings.